Hey, what's good with y'all boys, man? You could probably tell from the title of the video what this video is going to be about. This is the first video I uploaded to this channel pretty much, but anyway. Um yeah, we're going to basically be talking about the NBA playoffs and stuff of that nature. But first before we get started with that, honestly, just going to do a year recap about the NBA. My opinion, the regular season was the most uninteresting regular season that I could remember in recent memory. Um, Way too many three-point chucking, not enough variety in gameplay from any team. The only team that really tried to play any differently than everybody else was probably like Memphis. I think I seen a video on YouTube about their offensive scheme. I think it was like kind of like a motion offense, but that coaching staff I believe is out the door now, so I guess that doesn't really matter. But yeah, man, league wide threes way up. I mean, teams like Boston shooting 83s a game, it's kind of cringe to me. Uh, you go back and look at prior eras, they're doing more than just three-point chucking and wide open layup lines, you know. So, but that's a deeper dive into things. Maybe I'll make a video on that at a later date. But yeah, very uninteresting regular season, a lot of load managing, a lot of teams with injuries. Just not very interesting, man. But anyway, with that being said, though, ironically enough, I do think the playoffs is going to be one of the most interesting ones we've had in a very long time. And I think that for a few reasons. I think you're going to see some people break out, as in younger guys. Unfortunately, though, I do think the older guys are going to be out the door. And by that I mean their time competing for championships is closing at a very rapid rate. Teams like the Lakers, teams like the Warriors, but that doesn't mean they can't win this year though. So let's dive into that real quick. Also, a quick little disclaimer before we begin, man. Look, if you're a hardcore fan of any player or team, I apologize in advance. Me personally, I'm a Curry fan, if I would say that. Bit of a LeBron hater, in fact. But I'm gonna be fair to this predictions. I'm going to be fair, like what I truly believe will happen. But if you don't like something, just give it a chance, man. It's just predictions. Try to grow this channel up, and yeah, things of that nature. So yeah, man, let's dive into it real quick though. Kings Mavs, to me, this ain't really a question. Mavs don't got any of their players really. Yeah, I mean they got AD and a bunch of bench players. AD hasn't had time to adjust to any of these players. He's really it, and I don't see him carrying this team right now. And Kings, I just think they have a better lineup to for this specific game. So that's kind of a easy one for me. Bulls Heat feels like these teams are here every damn year. As you can see, I got the Bulls. Now, this is going off the season matchup. Pretty sure the Bulls beat them damn near every time they played, and I just feel like the Bulls are hotter right now. They didn't lose their main player, Jimmy Butler, like the Heat did, and Heat don't really have an identity. I feel like the Bulls are building their identity. So yeah, I got the Bulls, man. They've just beaten more better teams recently, it feels like. But this is where it gets a little interesting. If you're paying any attention to your screen, which I hope you are, not doing something separate like God knows what. But anyway, the pictures are changing as I give these updates. So next games are obviously the 7-8 games. Now, these ones, at least one of these was very difficult for me. I was flip-flopping 50-50 either way. Warriors, if you paid any attention, they just lost to the Clippers in overtime. A lot of their star players played 40 minutes. Curry has a bit of a hand injury, don't really know what's going on there. Butler had that knee bump up with Kawhi, and they ended up losing that game, man. And a lot of their starters played a lot of minutes. And Grizzlies, they kind of got a little bit to rest. I mean, they had a bit of an easy game, and they're kind of hot right now. I want to say they're kind of hot. Ja's been playing way better. He's been throwing grenades at the crowd. He must have seen the new Warfare movie or something. He's got like a whole new shift in his personality now. It's like he just flipped a switch. But anyway, that was a good one. But anyway, um, I'm gonna go with the Warriors just based off of they're playing at home. They are the favorite in Vegas. That's a dumb thing to go off of. In my heart though, I could see the Grizzlies winning. I really can, man. Grizzlies are a tough team. They always play the Warriors tough. Even though the Warriors did win that last matchup with Curry at 50, but the problem with the Warriors, they don't have outside of Curry and sometimes Butler. Butler hasn't really shown us nothing, man. Like outside of Curry, they're in trouble. I don't trust Podemski, however you say his name. I don't really trust that. I don't really trust anyone else on the team. Definitely not Kuminga. No offense, dude, but the team kind of went downhill when you came back. No offense, you just don't really fit the style of play that they go for. And yeah, I can see the Grizzlies winning this, man. But other than that, obviously, I clearly have the Warriors moving on. So I'm gonna just stick with that, man. But I could see it going the other way. Warriors end up facing the Kings. Now, if the Warriors do end up facing the Kings, I got them beating the Kings as well, and then facing Oklahoma City, which, hey, man, that's a nightmare matchup, perhaps. But anyway, Warriors over Grizzlies. They move on to face the Rockets. Grizzlies, Kings. Again, can't really say too much here. Grizzlies just, to me, have a way better team all around. You know, not just some team built from scratch out of nowhere at the trade deadline. So yeah, I think Grizzlies going to play Oklahoma. Now, Magic Hawks, Trey Young and Dyson Daniels is the only two people I know that are still on the Hawks. They don't even have DeAndre Hunter anymore. So honest to God, I got the Magic beating them. I don't care what their record shows against each other regular season. Magic are a better team. I got Banchero breaking out. He's one of the people I think is going to break out this postseason, even though I don't have them going too far. Unfortunately, spoiler alert. But yeah, Magic move on to face Boston. Bulls, Hawks. Yeah, I just got Bulls, man. Again, think they have a little bit of a better roster. I don't think Trae Young's gonna be able to carry them. It's just that simple. No disrespect, but yeah, Bulls move on to face the Cavs, man. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this is where I might end up losing some of y'all. As you can see, I did the top two on both sides first. You know, I got OKC beating Memphis sort of easily. I don't want to say too easy, but Ja's gonna have some big games, I think. Jaren Jackson's gonna have some big games because look, in my opinion, Chet's not a real center. He got no interior threat. People are not scared to drive on him. People don't really fear him, man. No offense, but it's the facts. Um, so yeah, I got OKC moving past Memphis in six. But yeah, this is where I might lose some of y'all, man. Clippers, I got them beating the Nuggets in 7 games. Nuggets just fired their coach. It seems like that team's damn near about to explode. Don't know what happened exactly, but yeah, their coach isn't there. Clippers just had a big win against the Warriors. They look good. Zubac can guard Jokic. Maybe not stop him, but he can guard him. He should have 20 and 20 damn near every game. 20 points, 20 boards. Zubac is a solid center. He's kind of old school, but if he had an offensive game, he'd be crazy. But yeah, I got Kawhi, healthy Kawhi. Got him over Jokic in the Nuggets, man. Murray's taking a step back. Whole team's really taking kind of a regression. So, yeah, that's the West. Clippers, OKC in that top spot. Let's move to the East. Cavs, Bulls. Enough said, bro. It's a 4-0 sweep. Bulls, I mean, it's a playing team. They're one of the worst playing teams. No disrespect to Josh Giddey or any of them boys, but it's the facts. Cavs should walk right over them easily. Um, Bucks, Pacers. Some of y'all might be confused because the Pacers beat them last year, but Bucks were injured last year. I'm pretty sure this might be one of the first times we're going to be seeing Lillard and Giannis play together, like for real in the playoffs. If they both stay healthy throughout the whole series. I just got them over the Pacers, man. No disrespect to them boys. Halliburton's been playing very well compared to the start of the season. But yeah, I just got Giannis. I think the size is going to be too much. Even though they got Miles Turner, it's just yeah, I think Giannis is going to have a crazy series. Dame might have a pretty good series, but I just like the Bucks in that one. So yeah. Now before all y'all start raging and leaving the video, disliking, leaving hate comments, hold your horses, man. Hold your horses. I'm going to explain, okay? Listen, we're gonna start in the East this time before I get to the West. Knicks over Pistons 4-2. That's gonna be a 6 game series. Um, yeah, Pistons. I actually really like that team, man. I'm glad they're good this year. Cade has been very interesting. Um, but I don't think they have enough to compete with New York. They got Brunson, who's going to be healthy, who, by the way, his gameplay is awesome. Mid ranges, 3 points. He could post up. He drives inside. Kind of, I want to say a mid 2000s type player. Um, yeah, I just think he's cool, man. And he's 6 foot. That's pretty rare from a guard to have a post game like that at that short of a height. But yeah, that's besides the point. They got Cat, they got Brunson, they got Bridges, Anunoby. They just got a good little team. Josh Hart, don't know how he gets the rebounds he gets. He's 6'4", but yeah, I don't know. Um, Celtics Magic. Like I said, Banchero's gonna have a breakout, but that doesn't mean they're gonna win games. I think Banchero is gonna have multiple 30-point games, maybe even 40-point games versus Boston in this series. But I don't think it's gonna be enough. Celtics got too much star power. They're looking to go back to back. They're gonna start the first two games in Boston, obviously. So there's that. But yeah, I think Tatum, Brown, Porzingis, Derek White, Drew Holiday. I just think they got too much. Even their bench is decent. But yeah, got them moving over the Magic. Now, onto the West. Now, you're probably looking at me like, are you crazy? The answer is yes. Listen, Timberwolves are very hot. Lakers, I'm not fully sold on them. I'm not fully sold. LeBron's aging. His defense is not the best. I don't care what any of you guys say. There is a reason he is sitting corner a lot. Luka's defense, we know, isn't that good. So you're going to be relying on other role players that are good at defense to stop five players. And that's just not going to happen for me. Lakers don't really have a good center. I mean, Jackson Hayes, he's athletic, but does he have the most IQ? Is he the best offensively, defensively? Not really. Compared to Gobert. I think Gobert has more of an impact than Hayes. Maybe not offensively, but just overall. And then you got Ant. Now, I will say this though. If the Lakers stop Ant from dropping 30, I think they win every game they could do that. If he doesn't drop 30, I think they win every game that they manage to stop him from doing that. But if they can't stop him from dropping 30, I got him basically destroying them. I mean, obviously it's a 7-game series. I'm not saying Lakers suck, but I don't think they're fully meshed together yet. I think they'll be better next year, actually. Uh, and I don't know. They're another team that doesn't have an identity to me. Is it Luka's team? Is it LeBron's team? Whose team is it? And their bench isn't the greatest in the world. I don't really trust Gabe Vincent. He hasn't done too much since the 2023 finals versus Denver. So yeah, man, I just got the Wolves. I think, they're really hot actually, I think, since like they were pretty mid at the middle or beginning of the season, and ever since then they just kind of took off. They've been pretty good, led by Ant. But the only red flag for me with the Wolves is Julius Randle. He likes to take dumbass shots. I mean, he's doing step backs he never hits. So if he does that and Ant's not really doing too much with the ball, they might be in trouble. So to summarize, if the Lakers can stop Ant from dropping 30, they have a good chance. But if they can't, I think this is the result. But anyway, I got Wolves moving on. LeBron fans, I apologize. Don't cry to me, man. Anyway, Rockets Warriors. Now look, this matchup is actually, if you can't see that by the way, that has the Rockets winning 2 games. Red on red's a bit weird, so my apologies. Anyway, the Rockets worry me with the Warriors because Rockets are a very physical team. Last time they played the Warriors, I think Amen Thompson and the Rockets were all over Curry. Now, whether we want to call it uncalled fouls or the rest were letting them play super physical, like more than they should have, uh, that's up for debate. I have my take on it, but it doesn't really matter. That's out of context right now. In the playoffs, I don't know how physical they're going to let them get. I don't think, obviously, it gets more physical in the playoffs. Fouls are called a lot less, but I don't think they're going to be allowing you to just hold on to people. So I do think experience. Now, look, the experience thing with the Warriors is a bit overrated. Outside of Curry, Draymond, and Butler, who's really that experienced on this team? Oh, and Looney. Who's really that experienced? I mean, Kuminga and Moody, you could include them, but I mean, they're guys, they're bench guys, they're not really gonna, it's not gonna be a crazy impact. No offense to them, but it's just the facts. So, I don't want to say experience too much because the Rockets also got some experienced guys like Van Vliet, Dylan Brooks, who's also a great defender, Steven Adams. They got some guys who are low-key veterans. So, you know, I could see the Rockets maybe winning this series, but logic, I think Warriors are going to win in 6 games. And that's just because I think Butler and Curry is a good ass duo, and we haven't seen it fully yet. Butler's been holding back, it seems, unless he's just not that guy anymore, but we'll find that out clearly. Um, but yeah, I do got Warriors over Rockets. Uh, they just performed against them pretty well the entire regular season. I know they had some losses. Curry was held to some pretty bad numbers a few times, but playoff Curry, I got faith. But now, let's see who's moving on from these matchups. Let's start in the East. Bucks Cavs. Look, you're probably thinking, Cavs, number one seed, looked like the best team in the regular season, but I think since the All-Star break, they haven't shown us too much, bruh. I'm not gonna lie. And I do think Giannis is I think he's going to overperform this postseason. He's gonna exceed the expectations, I think. All he needs Lillard to do is play even above average, even a little average, and they still might win games. But it all depends for me on the Cavs, what Garland and Mobley can do. Because Garland, he has a tendency to fall off a little bit in the playoffs, and Mobley, he's been kind of he's not at that peak he was at in the regular season at one point. People are scoring on him more, and he just hasn't been doing as much. But yeah, so I got the Bucks maybe surprising them in 7 games, surprising everybody maybe. So yeah, Bucks are in the Eastern Conference Finals. Now, Knicks Celtics. A bit of what I said about the Celtics last round. I just think the Celtics are gonna have too much for New York. I think they're gonna be too physical on defense for the main guys, like Brunson in particular. This is a scenario where his height might affect him against a guy like Drew Holiday. Holiday's a really good defender, man. I don't know if he's lost a step. I haven't really watched too much of Drew Holiday this season, but I don't know if he lost a step or not. But yeah, Cat could swing it though. I mean, Cat could flip this whole thing on its head because is Porzingis going to be able to keep up with Cat or vice versa? Will Cat be able to keep up with Porzingis? We don't know yet. What we do know is Knicks against comp teams this year haven't performed as well. It's just that simple. That's the facts. Especially Boston. I'm pretty sure Boston has beaten them damn near every time they played, maybe. I could be wrong, but that's what it feels like. So, yeah. Boston, Eastern Conference Finals to face the Bucks. Now on to the West. After the Clippers upset Denver, you're probably thinking, damn, they might be unstoppable. No. Look, people can say what they want about SJ and the Thunder, but to me, they were the clear best team in the league. They didn't fall off. They remained the same all year. And before anyone starts talking about free throw merchant stuff, let's be serious. SGA is probably one of the best scorers in the entire league, with or without free throws. Actually, if you remove his free throws, he still is the best scorer in the league by point wise. And I just think his bag is a little deeper than a lot of guys. He shoots middies. He drives to the rim. He could shoot threes. He's crafty. He could pass. He could play defense. He could rebound. Like he's an all-around guy, really. Especially defense. People sleep on his defense a little bit, man. Even though it's just steals, he's not his team's primary defender anyway. Pretty sure that's Lou Dort. But look, Lou Dort, Caruso on defense. I forgot about them. Actually, I don't know if Caruso's healthy. I think he is. Haven't seen a whole lot of him though. But yeah, man, Caruso, Dort on defense. That's a pretty good ass team, man. Am I tripping or Caruso? Is he playing for them or am I delusional? But yeah, I could have swore he was. But anyway, regardless or not, I got them beating the Clippers in 6 games. I think Kawhi's healthy, but he's not as young as he used to be, and he's not as healthy as he used to be. He's had a lot of injuries since that Raptors run. Um, and yeah, I just don't think they're gonna have enough. Harden's playing great. I get that, but not the same Harden that we're used to, man. And even though I said Chet is not a real center really, and Zubac just gave Jokic problems, I just think the Thunder are gonna have too much punching power for them. That's just my take on it. Um, we'll see who they put on SJ. My guess would be Derek Jones Jr. if they make it. But yeah, I just got Thunder beating them. So Thunder, a long rebuild, but they're back in the Western Conference Finals, and they're gonna be facing someone familiar. Golden State will beat Timberwolves in 7 games. Now you're probably wondering if the Lakers couldn't do it, how can the Warriors? I think the Warriors like this matchup better, honestly. Ant likes to chuck threes, we know that. And I think the Warriors are good at beating teams that like to try to match their three production. We've seen it when they were a dynasty. We've seen it when they moved past the dynasty. And by that I mean KD era. when teams tried to match them, it just usually didn't work out for them. And if Ant, like I said, if they could keep Ant under 30, which I believe they can, Butler, Draymond, that's no joke on defense, man. If they could do that, I think they win. But if they don't, it gets a little more difficult for them. I trust Curry a lot more against Timberwolves than I do Rockets. Um, and again, this all relies on Butler stepping up. Really, he's got to perform like he used to. We'll see if he could do that though. Um, Warriors bench, I mean, they just got to put some points on the board. That's literally all they have to do, and this should be the result. So, yeah, Warriors back in the Western Conference Finals. But with this being said, unfortunately for the Bucks and the Warriors, this is where that run is going to end for both teams. We're gonna start in the East again. Celtics Bucks. Now, Giannis, after having a huge playoffs, the Celtics will be a little bit too much for him. Like I said, there's just too much they have to throw at him, too many different defenders, and I don't think the Bucks have the players on their end to stop the Celtics from doing what they want to do. Um, but that's no knock on Giannis. I think the fact that if he does make the Eastern Conference Finals, that was a overachievement this year, in my opinion. Uh, so yeah, I got Boston moving on back to the finals, man. Also for the series MVP, because I know they do Eastern and Western Conference Finals MVP awards. For Boston, I think I want to give it to probably Jaylen Brown. I think he's gonna have. I think him and Tatum are gonna have around the same type of performance, but I think Brown is going to be given MVP for this series. For no reason in particular, I just think they're going to give it to him. Now, on to the West. I think the Warriors are going to give the Thunder a huge run for their money. Um, I was going to say this earlier, but didn't really find the placement for it. But assuming the Warriors did end up going to the other playing game for against the Kings, like I said earlier, I did have them beating the Kings. I actually think, in a way, the top part of that bracket favors them more matchup wise. The reason I say that is because I think the Warriors would be able to beat those teams up there easier, whether that is the Clippers, whether that is the Nuggets, whether that is the Thunder. Now, obviously, that sounds stupid considering that I just have the Thunder to beat them, but this is after all the fatigue and stuff sets in. I mean, they just had a 6-game series with Houston in my prediction and a 7-game series with Minnesota. That's going to take a toll. And the same can't really be said for OKC. They've had a bit of an easier run. I know it's like one less game or something like that, but it's just the idea of it. Um, but yeah, that's not what happened though. So basically, yeah, I got the Thunder. I just think they're gonna give the Warriors a bit too much. They're not gonna. I don't think any of these games will be blowouts. That's why I said I think this playoffs will be one of the more entertaining ones. But I think Thunder Game 7, it'll be in their building. Um, And I think the Warriors bench is gonna let them down, man. And I think after the season, some moves will be made. I think Kuminga will be gone. Podziemski might even be gone. Hield will be gone. Buddy Hield has been very underwhelming since the first week or month of the season, unfortunately. But again, no disrespect, these are NBA players. They're all talented, but if you can't come through in the moment, sometimes you have to change scenery. It just is what it is. And Thunder rebuild is basically complete. They're back in the finals. First time since 2012 with KD, Harden, and Westbrook, obviously. So something similar is going to be facing them though, waiting for them. They're going to be getting waited on by I want to say veteran now. Tatum and Brown are basically veterans now. They're not the young guys anymore. It'll be a similar situation to 2012. KD, Harden, Westbrook against LeBron, Wade, Bosh, and that team. So similar storyline almost. Not really, but kinda. The young guns versus the seasoned players. Also, Western Conference Finals MVP, SGA. I just think, he's really their main driver of that team in OKC. It only makes sense for him to get the MVP of that series. He'd probably have the most points, he'd probably have the most assists. maybe even the most steals if he's lucky. But yeah, Thunder Celtics. This has been my prediction since the beginning of the year, and obviously I'm not gonna leave you guys hanging. So let's get right to it, man. But first, right before we begin, a few a few things I need to say about this playoffs that we hopefully see. This should come out the day that the playing games start. Anyway, what I want to see from this playoffs is a bit of a return to old how it used to be. In my opinion, the last few playoffs have lacked aura, it's lacked importance, it's lacked the hype that they used to have in the past eras. It used to feel way more intense. Fans used to show up to the games dressed in all the same color. Well, not dressed in. They would be given the t-shirt that was on the seat. I want to see every building flooded with the color of the team that they're playing at. Is that too much to ask? If they're in OKC, I want to see a sea of blue. If you're in Golden State, I want to see a sea of yellow. Like this should be common stuff that we get to see, man, in my opinion. Uh, and as for the finals, I want to see the logo on the court. I want to see the big trophy logo pasted in the middle of the court like it used to be, man. Like, let's add some aura to this. Like, this is why the ratings are down. Let's really make this like hype again. Because like I said, I think this is going to be a very entertaining playoff. So let's just make it perfect. Now, sorry for the delay. This video has been well long enough. Um, let's get to the pick, man. Thank you if you stayed. Hopefully y'all like this video. Hopefully y'all sub for future content. I'm probably gonna use this channel as maybe a sports topics channel. I'm not really too sure what I'm doing with channels yet. I have a channel I want to put game clips on. I have a channel I want to talk about real world stuff on. A random commentary channel, and maybe like this could be the sports channel, but I don't know. I'll have to talk to some people about that. But anyway, that's off topic. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this. If you disagree, you could leave comments. I'll try to respond. But without further ado, here's my finals pick. So boom, Celtics winning 7 games. Now, a lot of y'all might not like this. A lot of y'all might think if the Thunder make it all the way, they will win the whole thing. Well, here's what I think. Um, I think this is honestly a 50-50 matchup, really. And like I said, this is the matchup I had for a very long time, honestly. I think the Celtics do go back to back. I do think Jason Tatum gets Finals MVP. I think he feels like he might have something to prove. A lot of people still don't give him the respect he deserves, in my opinion. But yeah, I think you know, the series will start in OKC, I believe. I think they're a higher seed overall. Um, so I actually think Boston steals game one. I think OKC wins 2 in a row. I think Boston obviously then ties it back in game four. Um, and then after those 4 games, it's 1-1-1. So I think it'll go Boston wins game five, Thunder win game six, and then Boston will win game seven. I just think it's going to be back and forth. I think you will see a Tatum 45-point game. SJ will have a 40-point game as well. But what I think is going to end up happening is I think Chet is really going to get, I don't want to say exposed, but I think he might get picked on, man. I think there's going to be a lot of points in the paint for Boston. Um, I think a lot of the games Boston loses as well will be because of their 3-point chucking tendency. I think they'll have maybe 1 or 2 games where they can't hit the side of a barn with anything they shoot. But unfortunately, for any Thunder fan or Lakers fan or any other fan, really, if you're not a Celtics fan, I'm sorry, man, but this is just what I see happening. I think the Celtics are building a dynasty. We'll see if the new, well, it's not really new anymore. We'll see if the player contract CJ McCollum terribly negotiated a few years ago. We'll see if that comes into bite either of these teams, man. I hope both of these teams can remain great even after this series, no matter who wins, or even after the playoffs, no matter who wins, because I need to see more solid teams that are like built. Really, I want to see teams that are built, not just trades everywhere to build super teams, man. We need to leave that era in the past. So, yeah, man, this was my predictions. Hopefully y'all rocked with it, man. Like I said, like, subscribe. Um, might dive into some baseball content. And yeah, man, this is my 2025 playoff bracket. I'm gonna try to post live updates. Like after the playing games tomorrow, maybe I'll post a video talking about the results, see what happened, see if I was right, wrong, whatever. But yeah, we'll see what happens, man. I'm really gonna be getting into this content creation bag. I appreciate y'all. Thanks for watching. Peace. Green apples.